Clock on the wall says 8:33 a.m. What day is it? They're all blending. Wednesday, October 22. Look at this radar. To say the weather over New England is dynamic today is an understatement. It is cyclogenesis number 2 for the week. Second one in 48 hours. And we are in the warm, humid sector here on beautiful Bass River with every layer cloud up in the sky. The oak leaf is turning color before my eye. And we had a downpour about a half hour ago or so. Got the turkeys to scramble and shelter underneath the euonymus. I'm kidding. I don't think the turkeys care what it's doing. But we had some puddle makers, and I'm grateful to come out between the downpours you just saw on the radar. Where do I start? How about the 8 a.m. surface map? So many low pressure systems. You got one over Lake Huron, you got multiple cold fronts over the Great Lakes, and the infamous triple point over New England, where the purple line, occluded, meets the blue line, cold, meets the red line, warm fronts. 3 different kinds of fronts coming together. We've been beaten to death what occluded air is over the last 48 hours, so hopefully you've been following along. And we have the warm sector over southeastern Massachusetts. And when I say warm, it's relative because, we've been turning colder over the last couple of weeks. And I'll just zoom in on my thermometer over here. So 60 degrees on Cape Cod, but you can call it the humid sector when you look at the regional roundup from, I think this was about 7:15 or so. I've been studying the weather for hours now. And you see the blue numbers are the dew points from Rhode Island to Cape Cod. The dew point is 57 degrees with not too much wind today. That's why I turned off the wind gust numbers. And the temperatures in northern New England with the dew points are in the 40s. And then you have to go to western New York, and there you see the dew points in the 30s. So it is a clash of air masses. A front is a boundary between two or more different kinds of air. So you've got cool, less humid air in northern New England, mild and almost muggy air over Cape Cod, and then cold enough for snow at mountaintops in western New York, but there's no mountaintops in western New York too tall. But in New England, there is one mountaintop that goes above 6,000 feet, and I was pretty surprised to see how much snow was on the deck here at the summit of Mount Washington this morning. Ryan Haas just texted me. He said 2.2 inches of snow last night out of 0.4 inches of H2O, and he said that's a 6-to-1 ratio. Poor little mosquitoes caught on the lens there, whatever they are, those creepy crawly things. And the freezing level is only right there at the summit. I mean, the temperature's been going up in the sky, but obviously just cold enough for snow. There at Mount Washington, there's the temperature profile right at the summit, 30 degrees. But then you get down below 6,000 feet and it's not even freezing. So all the other mountaintops in New England, especially our ski areas that are around 4,000 feet, are still 40 degrees. I look at the Killington webcam. The gun's going to come on at Killington? Probably. But the cold is mostly just up in the sky. So Killington North Ridge Cam, that's at about 3,700 feet or so. Just foggy and drizzly and rainy today. But the freezing level is going to come down probably another 1,000 or 2,000 feet over the next couple days. And there are so many moving parts. Should we get Melissa out of the way early? Melissa becoming a tropical storm yesterday. Jim Cantori sharing this Google DeepMind Ensemble little squirmies showing the ensemble members. So you have, when you do the weather, what's called the operational output, the one that we all see on TV where the lows are going to track. But all the guidance runs several different runs of the same weather scenario, and you get what's called the ensemble all the different options, and then you come up with a mean, and that ensemble mean, shown here, takes the solid line with the hurricane symbol, takes Melissa into Cuba as a Category 3 major hurricane in about a week, just before Halloween, next Wednesday or so. But you can see the options are all over the board. It's almost certainly going to miss New England, but it could be a close call. We'll expand out on that more as it gets closer because there's so much else to talk about. So much to track. Tracking turkeys this morning. They've moved across the street, eating the little bugs under our lawns. Mrs. O, they're in your front yard. Taking a breath, showing the satellite image now, going back to New England from this morning. Towering cumulonimbus. There's one there in western Connecticut, southwestern Massachusetts, casting a shadow. You widen it out, and there are more cumulonimbus casting shadows, Narragansett Bay to Boston. Downpours. It's fairly shallow convection with the cloud tops mostly beneath 20,000 feet, but it's a real energized map. And the primary low in Canada is redeveloping with cyclogenesis over northern New England. You can make out the cyclonic feature with the shape, the curve, the clockwise flow around the center of low pressure. And this is number 2 for the week. Last week we thought there might be 3 of them, and Friday is looking kind of interesting, but it does not have a cyclogenesis. So the changes are going to be happening so fast in both the weather and the weather forecast. I call it now casting. What's happening right now over the south side of the mid-Cape. The sun is breaking through the clouds while we're surrounded by almost a fall tropical type feel. All right, what's next? How about a meteogram? I haven't shown this in a while for Nashua, New Hampshire, kind of representative for New England. And it shows equal amounts of clouds and sun over the next couple of days. But I got to tell you, there's a chance of a thunderstorm in Nashua today. And the dew point there, which briefly climbed to near 50, the blue line is the dew point. If you want it cold enough for snow in the mountains, you want that blue line to get below the solid black line. That's the 32-degree line. You see the dew point does not get below 32 in Nashua. So this is what I call low barometer cold, and the temperature incrementally is getting down through the 50s into the upper 40s by late in the weekend, and then it starts to rain late on Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. This is a major change to the forecast, and we've seen the forecast change just about every day. And so hope for southeastern New Hampshire with that rain. Meant to say that when we were looking at the radar. Let's look at the radar again, the wider radar I didn't show before. And you can see that conduit of rain in eastern Massachusetts headed toward the north into southeastern New Hampshire, where you didn't get as much rain as I was hoping. I know Eric and Epsom and Chris was saying that you got a ½ inch to an inch, but then right in Rockingham County, it looked like we got less than a ½ inch a couple days ago. So hopefully we're getting another ½ inch there. So yeah, let's go now to just the QPF. I don't have time to show all the different moving parts. I'm not going to show you the timing of the showers and storms, but they're mostly done in southern New England this morning by midday. And those blue stripes there, those blue stripes are about a ½ inch. And the blue stripes can move 20 miles either way. So any one of us can get a ½ inch or more in those downpours this morning. And then they curl into the center of the cyclogenesis across northern New England. As the air turns colder, it gets more unstable. It's getting colder faster up in the sky than down near the ground. And that's why you have some upslope first from the south today, and then from the west as the wind comes in more from the west tomorrow. And that's why the spine of the Green Mountains and the White Mountains are shaded purple. At the highest elevations, purple is 1 to 2 inches. So hopefully you get another ½ inch to an inch in Conway. I don't think we're going to get the 2, but talking about recharge in the wells in the zones of extreme drought. Stop it here. This goes out now to Friday at 2 p.m. And that's some of us get 0, and some of us get more than 1.5 inches. Look what goes on there in Erie, Pennsylvania with the lake effect. Rain, not snow, I believe. The yellows, that's 5 inches. So I just got distracted by the sound of a major acorn drop. Now, we don't have acorns covering the deck anymore. So what that says to me is that the acorn fall is mostly completed. Where's that big one I just heard fall? I want to pick it up and interrogate it. I don't know. So the acorns are mostly down. I wanted to talk more about that, but the weather's so extreme, I got to talk more about the weather. So can we go to the Euro now and talk about the wholesale changes? If I go real slow, maybe I can remember all the wholesale changes. The biggest one is what's supposed to happen around here now on Tuesday and Wednesday. So here's our front. Here's our cyclogenesis. The band of green is the rain. It does not show any snow. The top of Mount Washington is going to keep on snowing for day after day after day. But I'm not sure if we can get that snow level down to 4,000 feet to Coke Killington and Mount Mansfield. It's going to be close over the next couple days, but I think there will be at least a little bit of snow above 3,800 feet at our tallest mountains in Vermont with the instability here. Now here comes Friday. That was supposed to be another cyclogenesis, and it is certainly a potent little upper level low and a short wave at the surface, so that could generate rain showers just about anywhere, and that will be snow at the tops of the mountains. Timeout for a raptor. We've got a raptor. Now, I do have eagles around here too, but I would say that is just a red-tailed hawk. Just a red-tailed hawk behind the red oak. All right, go back. Pick it up here now. On Saturday, most of New England is not precipitating, but it's very unstable. And storms coming in off the Pacific Northwest, one every 2 days or so, are going to be blocked by the Greenland block, and they're going to go down through the Rockies into the southern states. And in New England, most of the weekend is just sort of typical late October with sun and clouds and a chance of instability showers. Places at the coast could be 55 to 60, but most of us are going to be in the low 50s, hills 40s, tops of mountains 30s, and even up in 20s. And Mount Washington even isn't going to be that cold, probably about 23 at the summit of Mount Washington. Storms going off to our south now. Getting into Tuesday, what is going on here with weather coming in from the east? A cutoff low pressure system at aloft, cold pool and low pressure aloft, high pressure at the surface, incongruous, contorted weather map with rain and elevation snow coming in from northeast to southwest on Tuesday into Wednesday. There was supposed to be a big storm stalled over the Great Lakes states. What happened to that? It's shunted all the way south towards the Gulf of Mexico. That's the Greenland block really showing its prowess power. And we get rain and elevation snow here into Thursday. Now this is Halloween Eve, and look at this up and down the East Coast, a front with a hurricane embedded, and now we're going to stop it on Halloween morning. This is 8 a.m. on October 31st, and that is a time when, historically speaking, we get some major storms around here. It's happened so many times. The one of record and of note would be 1991, that perfect storm, so to speak, which if you weren't at the coast, that storm was not much to you, and it could be the same this year. That storm might not be much to you, but that is Hurricane Melissa out there, 960-something millibars, about 300 miles to the southeast of Nantucket. Hello. Aaron did the same thing way back there. When was Aaron? I can't remember. The east storm way back then, and that caused really big waves, and what a pattern. Just amazing with the rain in eastern New England and the wind mostly offshore, so mostly just a front without a hurricane over New England, but that is close. And I think this is a reasonable solution that we are not going to get Melissa, but it's going to be very active and very unpredictable next week. So you can't trust even really the 6 or 7 hour forecast right now. Didn't they say it was supposed to be raining here at my house this morning? It will. Just calm down, Tim. And I do have the vehicle that the windshield wipers, the wiring is so bad I'm not going to redo. This car is not long for the world. It's my favorite car I've ever owned. I guess we're done with the weather part, right? So yeah, yesterday, I think we're going to see some T-Rex and some Mitt and some Steve. It was a big day in my book. I got a drone yesterday, but I didn't have time to hook it up. And there's a new project going on at the Weymouth Big Dig. So we're going to see some more of that as the days go by, but a very busy schedule, prepping for the Southern New England Weather Conference in a couple of days, coming back down to Cape Cod yesterday to join the fellow members of the Friends of Bass River water testing team. Thank you, Rick and Aaron and Jennifer and everybody. Pizza and beer. I will test water for pizza and beer, and nice swag, nice vest with the logo on there. And then as we were departing, Mike Majeski says, well, yeah, I can't really take any pizza to go because I got my golf clubs and my bicycle. He's got a trailer with golf clubs. Mike, you are a character. That's so fun. You go out the door for weather and more, and you meet all kinds of people. Just had a red-tailed hawk go by. And we ended up on Cape Cod, and I did some work in the compost pile in the backyard. And I'll show you because I'm kind of proud of my worm farm. There weren't as many worms as I wanted, but I don't know how much coverage I have on this. So as the leaves come down, I'm going to recycle them, and the oldest ones are over here. My neighbors, if you want to pile them up, pile them over here. And that's Greg Urquhart's old shovel, and this is Peter Hecking's pitch, and I think my father might have bought that rake a long time ago. And so what I do is I make a divide. So this is ready to use, beautiful, nutrient-rich compost. Pumpkins did not work, and so the most worms were right there. This used to be where our picnic table was when we were little kids. That was 50 years ago. All right, out the door, weather and more. Yesterday's weather today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Here you go. T-Rex, what was that? What were you just being cute there, rolling? There's some worms down there, no doubt. Beautiful. Tuesdays are good if you can get them. Blue sky and sunshine and more. Crews are working over there, and the crews are setting up over here. They've fixed that blowout, and we've got sailboats. I love when the sailboats continue into the fall season. There's a long piece of something those workers just set down, some rails. And we've got some heavy equipment down here, so something's doing.
A 20-pound hammer, and I have to set them with the hammer, but I have to record myself hitting all the pipes with the hammer once they're all done and driven into the ground.
For your boss?
For the town.
For the town. All right, my name's Tim Kelly. What's your name?
My name is Nate.
Nate?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And you work for?
Sebago Dock and Lift and Illumicon Stairs.
Sebago? You come down from Maine?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you get some experience.
Oh, yeah.
And what are those posts down there?
There's an 1.5-inch galvanized pipe that we use to drive down into the stair pockets to fasten them to the ground.
There's a lot of rocks down there. What happens when you hit a rock?
Now we keep on driving. We get that gas-powered pipe pounder I was telling you about. So
it goes through the stone?
If they're small enough, it'll move them out of the way. Real big rock will prevent it from going any further. But
and then what happens? Recalibrate?
Now that's where it goes.
So what happens if you hit one of them big rocks like that?
Then that's as far as the pipe's going to go.
Oh,
I mean,
gotcha.
if we get a few feet into the ground, it's pretty sufficient. They're calling for quite a bit more extra pipe here than typically we would have in the ground.
Gotcha. Well, Nate, I heard that you like to have time lapse of your project, and I'm your man.
Absolutely.
I'm here most of the time.
Perfect.
Great to meet you.
We'll be here till Friday. So.
Great. Thankfully, it looks like they're going to miss your garden. Look at this guy.
The little small peppers.
Are you saving this for your favorite sauce? Get the basil, tomatoes are still going. What's that, rosemary? Not sure what that is. Oh, these cute little peppers. Are they hot or not hot?
I don't think they're hot. No.
Oh, beautiful. They're so fun to look at, too. That guy. Great texture. This garden with a view you have here.
Check out that watermelon.
Oh, you got a watermelon. Oh, looks like it might be just about done gaining girth, but I suppose the longer it goes, the sweeter it's going to be. Saving that one for a special occasion. And got an announcement. It's a big day in the out the door weather and more with Steve and T-Rex and TK and Mitt. Where you going? There's a new box here, and look what's in the new box. And with that project going on in the backyard, time to get out the DJI Mini 4 Pro Ultra Light, 249 grams. Think I can learn how to use this in less than 2 hours? You just sit there and bask in the sunshine. I'll try and figure it out. Symmetric Maine Coon cats here. Hi. About 2 in the afternoon. Beautiful, not a cloud in the sky. Subsidence between cyclones. And I did get the drone charged, but I do not have time to put it together and learn how to do it. So we're gonna have to catch up with Nate and the crew putting the stairs up, hopefully tomorrow, as we gotta head south for an event again on Cape Cod. But I think they'll still be putting those posts in tomorrow. Looking forward to it, Nate. Good to meet you. See you tomorrow, which is now today, because we do and more, which is yesterday's weather today. A lot easier than tomorrow's weather today. Second towboat tow of the day so far, if you're keeping track. Back to the scene of the giant spider and skeleton. Across from Brewster, there's the blue rental car going back. And we've got pretty trees. Always pretty trees. Power lines. Not a cloud in the sky. Tuesdays are good if you can get them. Lamoille Valley Transportation Prevost, Vermont Strong. I've been advising the people in Vermont to come south for the foliage. And it's working. This is the Pine Hills area, so pines don't really get that colorful, but we do have nice foliage. Foliage here in southern New England. Come south for the foliage. I'll get you a good one here in a minute. We were a little past peak there in the lowlands in Duxbury. It goes from the bottom up sometimes, but there's a good one here in Plymouth. And in Bourne, South Dennis. Every town. Just looking for the best lighting. The oaks are starting to turn. Get some cirrus clouds. You know what that means? Sundog watch in effect. And the don't call me Montauk flowers, because they're chrysanthemums. And check it out. Dual sundogs. Can you see them both right now? Oh yeah. Once again, refraction of sunlight off ice crystals, 22 degrees either side of the sun. So refraction means bending of light. When you bend light through ice crystals, the colors separate. Somewhat like a rainbow, but not exactly. That means warmer air advection up high, and we're gonna have colder air advection down low, and more cyclogenesis. Gotta love this low light. Just did a half hour in a compost pile. That's my gym. Half hour closer to great nutrient-rich compost. Have a look at it, and then run down to the water for a quick conclusion for our Tuesdays are good if you can get them. Oh yeah. A little noisy for the crickets. I just heard a chickadee. Can you do it again, chickadee? So this is occluded air advection. If I wasn't clear on that, sort of a mix of the old warm and the old cold, and the new cold is coming in next with this batch of showers today. And the event that we're going off to next is Friends of Bass River Water Testing Team Appreciation end of season function. And if I have any pictures, I'll insert them here as we're testing the water for oxygen and nitrogen and chlorophyll and opacity. Can you hear me? Got a rogue ball. Rogue ball, tide came up pretty high. New moon. Oh, I forgot to talk about the new moon happening right now. And I forgot to get the name of the new moon also. So maybe I inserted that in the body. So, as this is now yesterday's weather today. I never know what I said before I got to this point. Bass River Beauty. Sunset. Captain Spacetime on the piano. It's called Up and Down, Round and Round. Just like the weather, how appropriate. Up, down, round and round. Appreciate all your comments. I'm going to do a special segment on answering the comments this week. If I can find the Tim. Anytime. What is time? T-I-M with an E. Alright, very good. Oh, I won't let me zoom anymore. There's the 9-time zoom. That's the one I wanted. Okay. Thanks for watching. Talk to you tomorrow. The moon is right next to the sun. Thanks.